All right, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We're going to completely dismantle everything you thought you knew about going viral today. If you've been, incredibly frustrated trying to figure out how to get actual eyeballs on your brand without completely losing your sanity, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, I'm revealing what the data points to as literally the most underrated traffic shortcut on social media right now. And trust me, it's hiding right in plain sight. So let's get into it. Real talk for a second here. You're probably doing TikTok wrong. And hey, I say that with love. But most creators and entrepreneurs are totally sleeping on the easiest traffic play available to us today. Why? Because, well, they hear the word TikTok and they immediately panic. They think it means you got to choreograph these, 7-second dances, or perform hilarious viral skits, or just generally jump around like nobody's watching. Honestly, it's exhausting just thinking about it. But spoiler alert, you absolutely do not have to do any of that. See, there's this massive disconnect happening on the platform right now. Most folks are stuck in this high-effort, burnout-inducing grind. They're dancing, they're acting out skits, desperately chasing whatever trend dies literally the second you hit upload. But what actually works, according to the data? Faceless carousels. Yeah, those super simple, swipeable image posts. Right now, they are quietly operating as this incredible traffic machine. They let you win with something ridiculously simple, while everyone else is physically exhausting themselves trying to be an entertainer. Now, the psychology behind exactly why this works is absolutely fascinating. It comes down to something we call the zombie scroll. You know the exact feeling, right? You're on your phone, you're in this hypnotic trance, just endlessly swiping vertically. Down, next, down, next. You're barely even registering what you're looking at. But carousels, they do something kind of magical. They force a pattern interrupt, because suddenly the user has to swipe sideways, not down. And that physically and mentally breaks them right out of that zombie scroll. It literally forces actual attention. You go from this passive zombie viewer to an active participant with just one simple horizontal swipe. And look, this isn't just some fleeting algorithm hack. TikTok's own official business page explicitly states that this format breaks people out of the endless scrolling state and makes them actually pay attention. Think about that. TikTok is actively pushing brands to post photos instead of videos. Why? Because their own case studies prove that carousels drive way more clicks, more engagement, and more actual action than traditional videos. This is literally the platform itself handing you the winning playbook. Okay, let's look at some hard proof from the source material, because the numbers here are absolutely wild. 4.4 million? That is the number of views one creator recently got in just 7 days. 7 days! And you want to know the best part? They spent $0 on ads, and they didn't post a single video. The whole thing was achieved entirely through simple, swipeable, faceless carousels. Just imagine getting over 4 million eyes on your content in a single week without ever pointing a camera at your own face. No way, right? But it's true. But it's not just about vanity metrics. This builds from views into actual tangible business results. 2,000. That's the number of actual app downloads another user generated. We're not talking about just likes or fleeting views here. We're talking about actual people clicking a link, leaving the app, and downloading a product. The engagement isn't superficial. Because viewers are already taking a physical action by swiping through the carousel, they're significantly more primed to take that next action, like clicking your link. And honestly, here is my absolute favorite number in this entire strategy: 0. That's the exact amount of camera time required. It's the exact amount of video editing skills you need, and the exact amount of natural charisma or comedic timing required to pull this off. It's a big, fat 0. So if you've been terrified of getting on camera, well, this strategy is your ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. You can skip all that performance anxiety and just go straight to getting results. So how do we actually build the thing? Well, the anatomy of this faceless traffic machine is remarkably straightforward. First up, you need a stop-worthy hook, something that actually matters to your target audience. So, say you're targeting new entrepreneurs, your hook could be a bold statement like 5 things you must do before you launch. Simple. Second, you have a few simple images delivering on that promise. Third, you add a tiny behavioral trigger. This is essentially playing on that natural human urge to swipe to see step 2, then step 3, and so on. And finally, 0 camera time required. You just use text, screenshots, or super simple graphics. This structure alone, it can turn a completely dead account into an absolute audience-generating machine. But as with everything, there's a catch, right? And we definitely need to talk about it. The real bottleneck here isn't figuring out if carousels work. The proof is 100% there. The bottleneck is making enough of them. See, TikTok algorithmically rewards high volume. They want you posting constantly, ideally every single day. And I mean, who actually has the time to manually post, write, and design every single day? It becomes a massive, exhausting chore really, really quickly.
Well, here is how we solve that exact bottleneck. Instead of spending hours just staring at a blank page brainstorming or trying to juggle complex, super expensive graphic design tools, an automated AI tool suite handles it instantly. It gives you high converting suggestions, it generates stunning visuals, it perfectly formats the dimensions every single time, and it even handles one-click auto posting. It completely, entirely eliminates the manual grind and automates the whole creative process from start to finish. It's a real game changer.
In reality, this magical workflow operates in just 3 incredibly simple steps. Step 1, you securely connect your TikTok account to the platform. Step 2, you literally just use your microphone and chat with the AI. You can just say, hey, I want a 5-part carousel about what entrepreneurs need to do before launching. The AI talks back with suggestions, like maybe framing it as a myth-busting checklist. You say, yep, sounds good, and boom. Step 3, you review this bright, scroll-stopping, perfectly written draft it just spits out, and you schedule it straight to your calendar. You never even have to open the actual TikTok app itself.
But, why stop at TikTok? The bigger picture here is that this AI tool suite is a massive, multi-platform powerhouse. It doesn't just generate TikTok traffic. We're talking Instagram carousels, Facebook ads, LinkedIn content, and full social scheduling across the board. Need to capture those new leads? It writes your email sequences. Need a place to actually sell to them? It builds your sales funnels and websites. It even handles multiple languages. Basically, it manages the whole shebang. Everything you need to launch and scale a business in one single place, meaning you don't have to juggle a dozen confusing apps anymore.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is really simple. Stop burning out, start scaling automatically. If your account has been sitting there dead because the mere thought of making video content is utterly exhausting to you, well, you now have a very real, highly accessible solution. You can skip the endless video grind entirely. You can leverage the psychological power of the carousel format. And you can use artificial intelligence to do the heavy lifting for you. You can win with this traffic shortcut, and you can actually get your time and your sanity back while doing it. Which leaves us with just one final, pretty provocative question for today's explainer. What else do you want this AI to do for you? Seriously, think about the absolute biggest bottleneck in your workflow right now. Drop your thoughts on it. I really want to hear them. And hey, if you are ready to stop struggling and start implementing this faceless carousel strategy immediately, head over to buildwithemsboom.com right now. You can grab a 10-day free trial to see this absolute magic for yourself and watch your traffic scale. Get in there, play around with it, and prepare to be amazed. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible source material today, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what you build.